Holy shit. Holy shit, holy shit. BARD going into Endwalker is not just good, it is absolutely insane at this point. That is not me just saying it. We are going to go through the changes, and I'm pretty sure by the end of this video, you're going to say the same thing. Holy shit. As someone who was already convinced BARD was going to be my DPS main alongside Summoner going into Endwalker, because Summoner has always been my thing alongside Scholar. But BARD, oh my god, I have fallen in love with its gameplay because I've been raiding on it throughout all of Shadowbringers with my raid team, and the 14 devs have decided to quite literally grab the BARD, resolve literally any and every issue that I possibly could have had with it, including issues or things that I didn't really consider an issue. And I'm just sitting here going, oh my god, what is all this? This is incredible. And that is non-exaggeration. BARD, as we go through these changes from the media tour information that we have known for like a month or whatever now, to current day BARD as of the official patch notes, these are big changes. These are big changes. Like, even one of these changes alone is pretty big, but in some totality, taking all of these changes as a whole, they are earth-shattering. And I am not exaggerating. I have had like 3 hours sleep. I just got out of a work meeting and I saw these and I'm like, oh my god, I need to sit down and talk about this because what the hell? The BARD in Endwalker is going to be an absolute blast. Holy shit. So first off, Battle Voice now impacts the BARD themselves. No more memes here. And Battle Voice already, as of the media tour, was on a lowered cooldown from 180 to 120 seconds. That was not news when I read this. This is going to align it with every second raid buff window, which of course is a huge buff in and of itself. And how to say it, like, this is going to make it line up with that second raid buff window. So we're talking about heavy raid buff skills like Divination from the Ass. We're talking about Chain Stratagem from the Scholar. We're talking technical stuff from the Dancer. And Battle Voice for the first time impacting the BARD. Like, this has been a problem for years and years. Like, oh my god, what? Now, Radiant Finale is what I want to follow up with because we're talking about all the buffs here, and honestly, I just love these changes. While yes, we probably could have had some mathematical, like, super equation talking about some really niche method to make the 90 seconds Radiant Finale cooldown work to get more damage out, I think that the so-called nerf by 20 seconds actually makes Radiant Finale's use case much more clear, much more obvious. Plus, Radiant Finale has had its total damage buff with 3 codas, so that means all of the 3 songs you played by 1% to compensate. While 1% won't sound great in its own, but remember, raid buffs stack multiplicatively. Like, Radiant Finale is going to build off of Dragoon's Battle Litany, which is going to build off of Dancer's technical stuff. Like, you know what I mean. Now, every second raid buff window, the BARD within their own kit. We're not talking about anyone else. We're not talking about Scars. We're not talking about Ass. You can be paired with, like, literally, like, Samurai, Machinist, Sage, White Mage, like, no other raid buffs. BARD within its own kit can multiplicatively stack its own buffs, because let's go over them. So their kit has their baseline songs that should always be playing, and you're going to want to line up your second raid, every second raid buff window, you're going to want to line up with Wondrous Minuet, because its procs are always so strong, and they are always going to probably be your biggest bang for your buck. That has not changed at all going into Endwalker. Wondrous Minuet definitely is still that. But Wondrous Minuet gives the entire party a 2% critical strike buff for the entire party, which always has been nice. But now you're adding in Battle Voice, which is a 20% direct hit buff, and remember, direct hit crit, both critting and direct hitting at once with the ability, hurts really, really, really bad. But now you're throwing in a 6% buff once the raid gets going. Sure, it won't be during the immediate opener. Instead, that's only going to be a 2% damage buff. But even within the BARD's kit alone, independent of anyone else, it has some nasty, wicked multiplicative stacking every 120 seconds or every second raid buff window. For those who might be newer to the game, raid buff windows, we usually talk around Ninja's Trick Attack, which has been classically 60 seconds for about 15 seconds. It used to be 10 seconds. Now we're looking at it 60 seconds for about 15 seconds. Like, that's hot. That is hot. In the great words of Paris Hilton, that's hot. Now let's get into the quality of life changes, because these are huge. I was happy with the media tour changes, but these are over the top nutty. Now the first quality of life change is one that I really have wanted, as well as pretty much any other BARD player that I have ever talked to ever, is that now bloodletter stacking is not just 1 charge, not just 2 charges like what we saw in the media tour, but now in Endwalker is 3 freaking charges. Like, this is insane. That I cannot emphasize. This is like one of the most wanted changes in the BARD's kit. Like, oh my god, this takes off a lot of stress. I was literally happy and very eager with 2. 2 made me really happy, but 3, Oh my god, I am over the moon. I am to the moon already. The second quality of life change is that burst shots proc of Refulgent Arrow lasts 30 seconds, tripling the duration from 10 to 30. This means fewer lost procs, which is absolutely going to be fantastic and how to say, over the course of a fight, this is definitely going to help a lot of bards out, especially when we're looking at things like phase transitions, unless they are like a super long phase transition, which always will suck. But 10 to 30, that is literally tripling. I am very happy with that. And now this is a huge one, I cannot emphasize this enough. Both damage over time effects last a total of 45 seconds now, and so that's adding 50% more duration to them. So they were originally 30, 50% of 30 is going to be 15, so it's 1.5 times. So that, how to say it, meaning maintaining dots has never been easier, I'll put it that way. This is huge. I don't think people are looking at this and being like, oh, that's big. That is going to be a huge quality of life change. Sidewinder is the next quality of life change, and it used to scale off of damage over time effects, which is nice because I know for years and years now I have been very aware to delay when I throw out Sidewinder after applying dots to make sure that the dots have fully registered as being applied to the target. Never again do I need to worry about that, and oh my god. It's like what I was saying before, each of these changes on their own is really good, but look at the whole smorgasbord, holy shit. To finish off the isolation of the damage over time effects, all songs for literally so many years have relied on damage over time procs of Caustic or Storm Arrow, or whatever they were before. I cannot even think, I'm just so excited right now, oh my god. But these procs have now instead been moved to the Bard's default kit and are, like, how to say it, they are just dependent on the song being played. They are independent of the damage over time effects, which a song should obviously be played at all times. So while it outright isn't said the exact mechanism, I'm personally thinking that maybe repertoire is now tied to server ticks at 3-second intervals, which could be pretty cool, not gonna lie. We might see actually an uptick on them because we are now seeing it at probably like 80% every 3 seconds. Is this going to radically shake up my gameplay? No, but I see it as a total win in my book for players that are newer to the Bard learning it. Now we're getting away from quality of life, and skills related to damage over time effects can now grant straight shot ready, which includes Iron Jaws, which is going to be fantastic, which will push them over the course of a fight to now do more damage since that's more Refulgent Arrow, which hits super hard. Shadowbite is now being reworked, which is a fantastic rework. This is something we have been asking for a very long time. Shadowbite previously had a very low baseline potency that was amplified through scaling damage over time effects in an area of effect. Honestly, rotating through a pack of mobs to apply dots to every single one of the mobs was about as realistic as launching flying cows with wings into orbit and watching them fly down gracefully, farting out fairy clouds like a Final Fantasy XIV meteor storm. AKA not happening. You weren't gonna do that. I can't recall a single time that I actually did that in like a pack of 10 mobs ever, or even a pack of 5. No. But now, Shadowbite is being reworked into being an area of effect version of Refulgent Arrow, a heavier hitting proc from baseline AoE spam. This makes it so that Shadowbite is extremely, and I mean extremely appealing now, and we're gonna see it a lot more. This is good news to me because I really love the animation of Shadowbite, I always have. Also came to changes with Barrage to proc Shadowbite and its buff to its damage significantly if you use Barrage, as well as Layden's Bite, the new spammable AoE ability. The Quick Knock upgrade is now, which we already knew from the Meteor Tour, that is not news to us. Now that will proc this Shadowbite ability. Really how like Blast Shot does it for Refulgent Arrow today. Now in slightly less positive news, Raging Strikes has been lowered to a 15% additional damage every 2 minutes, down from every raid buff window at 60 seconds before. But what we will see probably when we do the math and really sit down with it, I don't have the time to do that right now. I will in like a week though. I'm pretty sure the multiplicative stacking will make it equivalent to 20%, but that now just means that every second raid buff window, you'd better make sure that you get your buffs out and Raging Strikes out, or face the consequences of your damage being lower. Now to wrap up this video with a bow is BARD into Endwalker. I was already stunningly happy with. I was 100% confident that that was going to be my DPS main alongside Summoner, but with these changes, BARD is like, wow. Seriously, big wow. It is not just good, it's great. Like, these changes from the media tour to now are absolutely insane. Now I'm closing off the video and I'm just sitting here really gobsmacked. BARD is hot. That's hot. In the great words of Paris Hilton, that is hot. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Take care and have a wonderful day.